Boy, they made this place look awesome, didn't they? Yeah, I don't think you guys have really seen much of the southern city. Another reason why I wanted to come here. He's underneath the... That looks freaking awesome, doesn't it?
Hello, Beyond.
Ah, there you are. Greetings. Thank you.
Greetings.
Thank you for receiving me.
It is a pleasure to see you again.
You...
Do not mind our demon dogs that dust our stairs.
I was wondering if he was some sort of ghost or something. I could not see where he was, but I could hear him. It is an apparition of some sort, I believe. Perhaps
I hear him.
perhaps he was once a pet of the ancient Aquilonians that made this place.
That could be very well true. Very impressed that you know about it.
I have been doing my studying, venturing about in the different ruins in the lands, trying to learn as much as I can about those that once occupied this place.
Wonderful. I'd like to hear more stories and history that you've learned. Move away from this demon dog over here. Well, I'm shocked. I thought that you would have Samara with you and anyone else.
No, I have come alone. Nestef.
Pleasure do I to have you come alone.
Well, I wish to see what you have learned about the Yogites. During my imprisonment, I did not know much of them. There was only one Zafari with us that was attempted to feast upon one of the other slaves' flesh. He was quickly dealt with by our Stygian masters.
Yes, I have learned of some of the routines or the rituals to We had a safari here by the name of Buddha, and he disclosed to me at the time because uh, I had asked him information about the Yagai, because we had found human flesh that was scattered among our city, like in fire pits, bonfires, and I had asked what was the procedure, and he told me that they uh, form this rite at a special altar. And then he told me of one time that they do when there is a full moon. I think it is called eating of the moon. I may be mistaken, but that is what he said. And basically, they do this sacrifice when there's a full moon, and they believe that the powers of the moon are absorbed into that human being that they are sacrificed, and this they're absorbing these powers within them.
I see.
So, yes, it is quite fascinating, but at the same time quite disturbing.
And what is to happen
And
to the soul of the one that is sacrificed?
I am not sure about that because I am still quite new at the Yagite religion. As a set, we do not even accept the Yagite. And I just, honestly, I had not ever, in a Stygian city, had been exposed to other religions. This city is the first city that I have been exposed to Mitra, Yagite, also Ymir. Even still with Ymir, I'm still fresh and new to this. Do not understand it fully.
Uh, my father, he was a shaman of Ymir. It seems that Ymir has chosen me to follow in my father's footsteps.
That is an honor.
Indeed,
Ymir has chosen that,
I believe that
as in any god.
I would have had a easier walk had I just listened to my father's words, rather than be as rash as I was in my youth.
I think we all do that. We do not want to accept the path that is. So we try to fight that. Have to give in and realize, why did I fight this? Should have accepted it a long time ago. And it is just our growth in life.
I suppose for me it was a rebel son that chose a different path. He did not heed his father's warnings. And because he did not, he fell to the treachery that lay here in the sands.
I am quite disturbed that you were a slave to the Setite. Bothers me so because I do know that there are other Stygians and Sets mistreat their, sorry to say this, but slaves. And I am very sorry that we're treated badly and that it has left a bad taste in your mouth, Set.
Thank you for your kind words. But I fear that one day, if I ever gain the strength and find those Stygian masters, I will put them to the sword. I will free all of their slaves, all that I can, and I will see vengeance be brought upon them.
cannot agree with you because of what your wishes are.
I understand. They left me for dead. They broke me on the wheel of pain. They battered my body, flayed my skin from my bones. There was not much of me left, except the storm.
That is very sad that they mistreated you so. Seems like to me that they did not even care for their own slaves.
No,
They had no respect for life at all.
if they sensed a slave even having a moment of weakness or faltering in the sun due to lack of water or nourishment, whatever it was, they would strap them to a rack, flay their skin from their bones, cut their hearts out, and feed it to the serpent. Samara
I see you are familiar
tells me
with
that,
our ritual.
yes. Samara tells me that you are different. So, Nestef, I give you an opportunity to be different. That is why I'm
I
here.
hope that I can prove to you. Well, I do hope that I can prove to you that I am different. I'm very caring, and I am not cruel to any of the people we have as slaves work in our city. We do take care of them. Honestly, I do not believe in mistreating because they will resent you and not work for you, and there is no good in that.
Tell me, watch this. Why does Set demand human sacrifice? Why the heart?
Because that believes is the center of the soul. That is where all of your soul lies.
So by consuming...
And when we...
No, please continue. I'm sorry.
Oh no, go on. You were correct by consuming.
Sorry, I had to take a drink of water there. By consuming the heart, what does Set hope to gain?
We hope to gain the powers of their soul. It is almost like similar to, I guess you would say, for the Yagite, when they eat meat, purified meat, that they are trying to gain power. And when the Mitra takes the essence from the body, they make a special soup that can be consumed. And it too, they're hoping to gain life and power from that essence. It is the same with the heart. We are getting the essence or the life from that person. It helps to build us and make us strong.
And what happens to the spirit? The soul of those that are consumed thusly?
I believe that the soul...
Hofmaestro.
Honestly, I believe that the soul is consumed all.
Do you believe the same occurs when Mitra's essence, when the essence of the spirit is taken and brought to the temple of Mitra? Hello, Water. How you doing?
Yes, I believe that also. Because if the soul is being consumed, then how can the soul reach to its higher point that it is supposed to be?
Well, it depends on if the soul is actually consumed, or if by freeing the soul and allowing it to return to the halls of its fathers, to the fire of its forefathers in Valhalla, that the soul, that perhaps Mitra blesses and gives a blessing in return.
Yes, that could be very true, as in Set blesses us with a special item that helps protect us from poison, illness, eating bad food, and many other things that bless. But I do have a question for you, though.
Yes.
For your mirror, what do you collect? Is there anything that you collect from human body to give as an offering to your god?
No. Ymir does not demand any human sacrifice.
Nothing at all?
He only demands obedience. That you fight bravely on the battlefield. That you become a true warrior, a master of your craft. For me, he has blessed me with a special axe and given me a vision that part of his essence lies here amongst the wood of the land, the rocks. A part of his spirit lingers here in these lands. I am compelled to find it and return it to him.
Where do you think that it is?
I have seen it.
Staying in the southern land?
I have even seen part of his essence here in the southern lands. Amongst the trees, primarily, especially those, the oldest trees, the ones that have been here since the early ages of the early Aquilonians.
Do you speak of the large trees with large trunks as big as this rock behind?
I have not seen these trees, but I am talking of ones whose roots run deep. They may be old and twisted, such as even the ones down there in the salt flats.
Ah, yes.
I believe I can find even Ymir's essence down there.
And what does Ymir's essence?
This is the axe that I have found as a blessing when I was saying my prayers. You'll notice the frigidness of the blade itself.
That ice upon the axe?
It is Ymir's breath.
Ah. What does this essence look like?
It looks like a shard of ice. A small sliver that is found beneath amongst the wood and the bark and the branches.
It sounds like Ymir is greatly part of the earth. That he is like an earth god.
Indeed, I have come to learn through my trips braving the dangers of the frozen temple of Ymir, which is guarded by wayward children. That Ymir at one time was shattered. He was in battle with other gods, other beings. And this forced some of his essence to fall upon the earth in the form of rocks and trees. His breath forms the very clouds and air, especially in the high mountains.
Hmm. What with your altar? That is it. Do you have it to its greatest glory?
Yes, it is like this place of power. I can feel his presence there. Though I must say that I am uneasy standing so close to the Temple of Set.
See, for me, I feel stronger. I feel more connected.
Yes, I believe when I pray at the altar of Ymir, that I believe that he hears whatever I ask. Though he may dismiss it, of course, as is his right. But I believe I can feel his presence there. Even my very breath will turn into that of ice, though the outside air is not as cool.
I would like to see the temple.
Perhaps next time you are up in Skyhome to visit, that I will gladly show you.
Yes, because I have yet to see the temple. Very happy. And also to understand more about your God.
But you see the difference between our faiths. Ymir only asks for the pieces of himself to be returned. He does not require us to take life, only to fight in battle, to master our craft, to become strong warriors. And we can defend our hearth and home. We can be the storm when we must, and the eye of the storm when it suits him.
Intrigues me. I will have to find out more the next time that we more information.
I have brought you a gift for you and your husband.
I am sorry that Rathamon is not. He is meditating, still mourning the loss of our King Hector. Ah, this is the dire wolf that you spoke of
Aye.
in the tavern a while back.
Yes, it is one of them. They are a great beast with an intelligence behind their eyes. My father used to call them Fenris's children. And the stories tell that they are terrible servants of Fenris, the wolf, who exists in Valhalla.
Well, they are quite vicious creatures. I have had several come after this traveler. And you are a great warrior to have been able to slay him, and I do thank you very much. To proudly hang it on.
So what is it that you think we should do with these Yagites?
We were speaking of this, that we think that we should definitely get rid of shrines they had underneath the city, under the slums, well hidden. And they were on their second tier of the shrine. So basically, if they had reached the highest maximum glory to their Yagite altar, they would have been able to call upon evil Yag so that he could wreck and cause destruction of us all. And I do not think that he would have stopped here at Earthhead to the north also.
Perhaps.
In his path, yes, I think in his path leads. Because I think that is all that he.
What is the difference that you see that sets you and the Yagites apart? Clearly, you see differences between the two of you. I'm curious.
Yes. Well, we do not eat human flesh like they eat purified meat. All of the. Some choose to only eat purified meat at certain days. Like I think you may know someone by the name of Victor Mortis. I am not sure if he belongs to your clan.
Yes. How do you know him?
Before my king passed, he introduced Victor to me when I had my temple further out, and he was interested in the Set religion and wanted me to explain it to him. And he was very open and told me that he is a Yagite, and which I found quite interesting because any Yagite that I have met within my travels, that someone that I know that eats human flesh, they tend to have this slight insanity. They say that if you eat the human flesh on a regular basis, that you become insane. And you can see it in their face and in their eyes, and not just their minds. So Victor, he seemed very, I was shocked, let's just put it this way, I did not believe it. But when he mentioned it proudly, I asked him, also about his religion, and he shared. But the difference that I see is we consume the heart, but it is a sacrifice to our God, and it is used in my priestly robes. That is how my robes are made, and also in our anti-venom that we have, a set potion that cures. It is something that we do not eat every day or consume. Like even with our potion, it is only supposed to be used for situations that you find yourself in. You may have been stung by a scorpion or one of the bugs that crawl in here that are quite large. They have a very venomous bite to them. But other than that, we do not consume flesh on a daily basis.
And yet you do consume flesh.
Yes, but we do not sit down and eat a steak.
I call.
Let's just put it this: a slab of human meat on a plate, like they do. Like you may eat of a slab of rhino meat. They will sit down and eat a slab of human meat, and they will do this on a daily basis. But for the heart, it is sacrificed, and a special ritual is performed so that I may make this antidote with the help of Set. And it is something that we do not use all the time. It is sparingly used, and it is considered a gift when a Set priest or priestess gives it to someone.
What is Set's goal? What does he teach? Is it power, dominion?
I believe it is power. I believe it is also dominion. I believe that he would like to have as many followers as possibly can. I believe he wants to build his legion of followers. But I believe that all gods are. Is your Ymir not like that?
I do not believe that he is one that at least presses for power, but perhaps in the urgency to return his essence to him, he seeks to return to a power that he once held. As far as worshippers go, he only asks that you provide hard work, that you are honorable in your dealings, that you become a master of your craft, that you defend your home, and you fight with honor. If you die with a sword in your hand on the battlefield, is considered a great gift. You will be ushered to a place of position of honor in the halls of your father in Valhalla. There are new aspects of Ymir that I am learning all the time. I have not been a priest, of course, all my life. In fact, when I first met you, I was just an armorsmith.
Ah. I would have thought that you had been a priest. I had that feeling when I met you. Not see you as just an armor.
Well, when the high priest, one of the brothers, did what he did to the shrines of Mitra, and they were cast into a slumber, we were forbid prior to that of going into the great temple of Ymir, though I wanted to. I had been to the frozen temple when I gained my strength from clawing my way out of the desert sands. And when I went there, I learned the ways of Ymir to properly pray and give respect and show homage. I learned much, and I could feel the storm growing within me. So when the actions happened with the brothers, and Wolfheim was put into a slumber, I walked to the great temple, and I threw open the doors, unafraid, and I walked forward to the place of power there. And I said my prayers. They were answered.
And what were these prayers of
Only that I have the strength to defend those that I love, my brothers, and that one day I will be able to take a path of honor, to die with honor, and be ushered to my father's table in the halls of Valhalla. And I asked
your God sounds...
to know more of him,
Oh,
to get to know more of him in order to honor my father, who I dishonored by coming here to the south. That is when I found the axe and began to have the urgency to seek out the shards and return them.
well, your God sounds like a very probably. But after speaking with you, I do see a lot of honor in him and in you.
Some of that is also the way of my people. We take care of things out in the open. We may quarrel amongst ourselves. We may call each other bad names, but we will not plot behind each other's backs. We will not be the dagger in the dark. If we are to take up arms against one another, we will do it face to face. And we will show respect to our enemies, that they may also find their ways to the halls of their fathers, so long as they fight with honor.
Well, it sounds like that everyone who follows Ymir are great warriors also.
He gives my people great strength, and I believe the trials that he puts us through in the north, the great beasts that we must face just to survive, these things, they give us strength in our bones. We go forward in battle knowing that even if we fall, if we fight with honor, if we fight with great strength and passion, we will be ushered to Valhalla and take our rightful place at our forefathers' table. We do not fear our own death, only that we are denied the afterlife.
What does this Valhalla? I have heard it before, even before you mentioning it.
It is a great place where the winds are often calm and warm. The smell of honeysuckle is always upon the air. The land is fertile. Green fields, rolling hills as far as the eye can see. Great fest halls filled with laughter. No one there has worry for want of food or drink, or for pleasure. All is granted as a reward for the hardships of this world. There we see our ancestors. We commune with them. We celebrate our lives, the manners of our death, and the hopes of future years of our children, that they may follow us and be guided to our Father's table.
Seems rather intriguing. Please follow me to the... There is a well in there. Let's fill my water skin with. See that this devil dog is still... his head pokes through the...
Yes, you can see him from time to time.
Quite persistent.
Do you ever sacrifice the hearts of animals to Set? Or does he
No,
only
we
call
do
upon
not.
human sacrifice?
He only calls upon human sex. I must show you how the Yagites have desecrated our king's throne.
This is a holy shrine of Mitra, is it not?
Yes, our king, even though that he was a Setite, he understood Mitra and was very much... He was not a follower, but he had his heart open to me. He built a shrine that Samara actually was able to bring it up to a higher level. From what I understand, the ceremony was quite draining.
Yes, I have.
But do you see this? They desecrate our king's throne room. Well, deceased King Hector's throne room with Fari drums. And look what is upon the king's throne.
A war banner of sorts.
That flag is made out of human flesh, skin.
Why have you not ordered it taken down and cast upon the fires?
That is what we are going to do, but I was waiting to show my husband Rathamon. It has been soaked in blood. That is what stains that.
There is a great temple to Yog where they dare to worship in the open. Do you know this place?
Yes, and they have drums that hum, that it will drive you insane if you're.
Yeah.
And the warriors there, they're quite.
They are greatly skilled, and there is a great many of them, though they do not wear much in the way of armor. They make up for it in fanaticism. They do not care if they die, for I believe they hope their flesh will be consumed.
Yes, they do. They consider it a great honor. And they protect other Yog priest and priestess, great higher rank.
Perhaps, then, this is a place that is worthy of us to find a way to put down once and for all. This temple should be torn apart, and its fires and great pits of human sacrifice be cast out of the land for good.
I do agree with you, and I think it should be done because it seems that the Yogites are getting rather strong, and they are very clever. I mean, to think that they had this large temple underneath our noses. See, would you like to see the temple they had with their altar underground?
Yes. Please don't push me in. Please don't push me in.
It is within the city in the slums.
We should have plenty.
It's very disturbing.
We should have plenty of time, though I sense a storm coming.
Ah, yeah. They have desecrated our former king to put that flag there on his throne. It is like a declaration of war stating what they have done. They have no shame in that, but yet they run away like cowards.
Have you learned to,
Cannot find
besides the Dafari that was there, have you learned of the others that were involved in this plot?
It is only hearsay. It is only hearsay. I have not seen it myself. Like, I do not even want to believe that the Dafari, Kuda, who is so dear to me, that I entrusted with my life, do such a thing. But yes, we're missing quite a few people in our city, so we're beginning to put two and two together. Sadly, it is not good.
Forgive me for, I do not mean this as an insult, so please do not take it as such. Is not treachery one of the values that the serpent god teaches?
Yes, and my husband, I have to hear this all the time. He gets after me about this. He says that I am very different than most Stygians. He says that I am too nice, that I am too forgiving. I do not know. Um, Maybe it is the way that I was raised, but I, I do not believe in cruelty. Even when I take my sacrifices, they are of fallen rebels that that have attacked me, and I've had to fight for my life, and so sacrifices. I do not like go out and seek and say that I'm going to go kill people just for sacrifices. Just that is
I see. Very interesting.
sometimes the wind takes my breath.
Ah, that is all right. Perhaps before you show me the this place, there is a place where we can take our rest for a moment, and when the storm passes, we could continue.
Yes. Um. Let. Ah, Samara speaks in the wind.
Indeed, I can almost smell the hint of mountain flower upon the breeze.
Ah,
That I shouldn't have
you
said.
are fond of me. I can sense that. It's fondness. Good. Hmm. I've gone into the wrong room. Let me see. The door that was. But I guess. Go this way. The slums always uh, makes me.
Well, such is the way of things when so many people live so close together.
Yes. Ah, yes. We can rest right here before
Ah,
we go
thank
in.
you.
I must speak and give me a moment to meditate so that I must speak to
Of
Samara.
course.